Hey guys, what's up? I am opening up my browser here and just making sure that we are good. Give me just a second. Make sure that we are live and such. I cannot see comments yet, so if you're talking to me, I'm sorry I cannot see it. Okay. I think I'm just about there. Sorry, I'm doing something here, getting this ready. Can't use my phone right now because I'm using my phone for other stuff. There we go. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to drop a link to this in the Discord and then we can go on our way. I am sharing this. Just a second here. Okay. Hope everybody's having a good night. I've got a new amp today at the shop. Positive Grid Spark 40. Yeah, so I'm pretty excited about it. Hey, how's it going? This amp is really cool. I'm shocked at how good it sounds, honestly. I did not think it would sound this good. It has an immense amount of bass in it. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it. Let me know if you can hear this. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it or not. I don't know how well that's coming through for you, but it's amazing. Like, I did not expect this little amp. It's got two tiny speakers. I think the speakers are like 6 or 8 inches. It's got 2 of them. And it does this crazy thing. Maybe I'm just old and haven't experienced modern technology, but it does this thing if you're sitting right in front of it. It makes it sound super wide. It sounds like the sound is coming from way over here and way over here if you're sitting facing it. It's completely nuts. I don't know how they do that. But like I literally was playing earlier when I first turned this on, and I was like, did I accidentally connect to my computer speakers or on the other side of the room or something? I don't know how they achieve that. It's pretty cool. I guess it's similar to how they do it on, like, I think there's game consoles that do it, and some phones do it too, but I'm just blown away. That's just the clean sound. So when I was in the shop and I plugged this thing in, I put it on the clean setting, and it just kind of blew my mind. It just totally blew my mind that it could sound this big. So that's just a clean setting. If I move it to more of a crunch setting, now this is my 94 black label. So these are just single coils, but it sounds really good with this amp, the way that I've got it EQ'd. I made 4 presets that I really like. So you can save up to 4 presets at a time to the amp hardware, and then the rest of it you can use your phone for. So I'm going to try to show you this. So there's my phone, right? And you can change the effects and the amp and everything else using your phone. You can also play backing tracks. Oops. You can also play backing tracks with your phone, and it'll play through the amp. It's really cool. Maybe I'm just like super behind the times, but I'm the kind of guy who, if I duck down, 5150, I mean, I like real valve stuff. So all this digital stuff with all these fancy, I almost called it a gizmo. I need to watch my words here. But all this fancy stuff that this amp has, I'm not used to it at all. It's amazing how good this sounds. I'm just kind of blown away by that. And the features are cool. But anyway, this is more of like a valve kind of a sound. I mean, that's not... I've never heard an amp of this price range that's of this size that sounds like this. Like, this is totally nuts how this sounds. Now, this is up... The volume's up about halfway. I don't know how well you can hear it through the camera, but... That's completely crazy. Okay? Now, not only does the sound like it's coming from over here and over here, the way that it's projecting the sound, okay, I don't know how to explain this to you. So my right ear is my bad ear. I can't hear very good out of it. But just now, I hit that last chord. It sounds like it's coming from over there. It's so weird. I don't know how they did this. Yeah, chambered and baffled on the inside. It must have some kind of crazy something going on. I need to pull this and take a look inside there. Yeah, I love the way this amp sounds. So that's the second setting that I saved directly to the amp. I think it's a really good sound. That's totally crazy. I can't believe that sound comes out of this amp. Alright, let's go to the next setting, which is going to be setting 4, because setting 3 is my favorite, so I'm skipping 1. This was my attempt to sound like Ed Van Halen's sound, just because I really like his tone on the first album specifically. This is single coil, so it's not going to sound totally correct, but this was as close as I could get it. I can't believe this amp. I can't believe this amp. When I was first starting out, if I had this amp, I think I would be 100 times better today than I am. I can't believe how good. It makes you play better when your tone sounds like that. It's totally, completely crazy. Absolutely, totally crazy. Guitar's a little bit out of tune. It's these damn vintage trims. Yeah, it echoes forever. Anyway, so that's that setting. And then this one is kind of a variation of it, but a little bit more saturated. Every time I turn my head, it does that audio effect. It's crazy. Alright, I'm going to tune this guitar before it drives myself and everyone else completely crazy. The app has a tuner built into it, which is pretty cool. I would not gig with this amp. However, I did see that they have a Spark cab now. I think it uses the aux output and goes to a little 12-inch cab, 12-inch speaker. I wouldn't gig with this amp personally, but for literally everything else, I really, really like it. So I'm going to tune the guitar now, and then we will play some backing tracks and stuff, and then we can talk about stuff. If there's a guitar you know I have that you would like to see me play, let me know. I can go grab it. This first song, I'm going to use this guitar. Alright, I think we're good now. Alright, let's get some music going here. There we go. This backing track is like 20 minutes long. I'm not playing the whole thing. Yeah, so that's fun. this is a pretty cool amp, I gotta say. So one other thing that it can do, and hopefully it works. So supposedly you can get a drummer to like play with you. So like what you do is you go to this page and you like pick a drummer. There's like a whole bunch of different guys, right? So I'm gonna pick this dude, and then it asks you to pick a tempo. So I'm gonna pick a tempo. So bump bump. And then you hit start and you play a little bit, and then it like creates a drum track for you. I have no idea how well this works. Let's see. Oh, that's cool. It kind of works. It's really quiet though. Did I do something wrong? Yeah, something's definitely not right because it's really quiet and I don't know how to make it louder. I don't know. Anyway, it can do it. I just don't know what I'm doing. Let's try it again. Maybe it was too fast. Let's do something a little bit slower. There. That's a lot slower. Let's try that again. Alright, let's see if that works. There we go. Why is it like, listen to the drummer. It's doing this thing where he like counts for a second and then he goes back. What is that? Come on, man. I want you to hit it real hard. It doesn't make any sense. So, okay, this feature doesn't really work that well, I have to say. Like, it should not... The drummer should not be slamming in and then kind of fading away slowly. And then coming back. Like, that's... You can't really play to that. Unless you... If I was playing it like this... If I was playing it like that, then it would make sense. But I was hitting it. Let's try it again. Like, one more time. Let's see if that works, and then I'm give up. Why? That's frustrating. This should work, and it doesn't. Some people might buy this amp for this feature. Well, that sounds better. Let's try that. Let's play with it. Nope. So maybe my amp needs a firmware update or something. I don't know, that maybe I'm just doing it wrong. That feature sucks, I have to say. That feature sucks. You cannot really use that for anything. It doesn't really work. Unless you're okay with a drummer just hitting the hi-hats and you not being able to hear it. That's That's up to you. Hey Digi, what's up? Hey Hadley, what's up? How's everybody doing tonight? Hope everybody had a good Monday. Coming out of a good weekend, I hope. Hopefully we're all going to have a nice, strong week this week. Let's see. What I'd like to do now is play another thing. Unless anybody has anything they would like to discuss. Okay. Alright, I'm going to play another thing here. There's one in particular that I was playing earlier that I really liked. I just have to find it again. Here it is. There we go. There we go. amp is crazy. I love this thing. So if you're looking for a good practice amp, you know, Positive Grid Spark is it, I'll tell you. I like my valve and my tube amps and stuff, you know, the old ones behind me. But I have to say this one's a lot more convenient to use, you know. Those valve amps, you got to let them warm up, and then if you've got, you know, a 2-year-old at home like me, you can't really crank it when you play it, so you got to kind of play it at low volume. And tube amps, they don't sound great at low volume unless they're very low wattage and you can crank them. Unfortunately, I don't own any 1-watt tube amps that I can crank, so, you know, the lowest wattage one I have is 15 watts. It's that 5150 back behind me. So this is perfect because you can crank it up and, you know, it sounds good. It sounds really good. It's got a lot of really good sounds that you can make with it. There's a marketplace where you can go and download new sounds, and people, you know, you can share if you make a good one. You can share them. I did create a username on there. If you have one of these already and you go to that marketplace, you can go look up the user BigJake. That's me. I haven't put anything up there yet, but I'm gonna put the ones that I've built that I like on there if you're interested in downloading them. Just let me know. So, hope everybody's having a good night. What's everybody doing tonight? What's everybody up to? Anything interesting? One thing I'm noticing is that this amp makes a really weird fizzing sound. Like an artificially kind of a hissing sound. I guess that's just because it's digital. I don't know. I have that Line 6 Spider valve, I have a pod, and I have a Mustang that you can't see over here. It's a Mustang 1 V2. That's my only experience with these digital amps. Besides the Spider 2 I used to have, Line 6 Spider 2. I really like this amp, though. I know I keep saying that, but it's because I'm kind of blown away. Don't these things cost like $349? They go on sale quite often for $299, and I think you can buy them used at Guitar Center for like $250. I think it's worth it, honestly. Like I said, I really wish I had this amp when I was younger, because I would have absolutely loved this thing. I love this thing now. It's a good amp. I mean, just listen to this. I mean, a lot of times when you smack a digital or a solid state amp, it sounds really bad. But this, it really is dynamic. Like, listen to the difference between this. Do I speak Spanish? You're watching me from Chihuahua. You retracted your message, Luis. I haven't spoken Spanish in a long time, but I sort of speak Spanish. I'm afraid to say it now because your native language is Spanish. So no matter how good my Spanish is, it's gonna sound bad to you. But no, I cannot speak like exclusively in Spanish. That would be hard for me. But if I read something in Spanish, I can generally tell what's being said. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. All right. You'll judge me. Oh God. That's multiple people who are gonna. You know what? Now I'm never gonna speak Spanish ever. I'm not gonna speak Spanish on this channel ever because of you. Because you're gonna judge me. So you're gonna be waiting for your opportunity to be like, hey, you said the name of that thing badly. Are there any guitars of mine that you guys want to see or hear, or is there anything that you guys want to talk about? Most of the guitars I own are on display at this moment. Hiding over there is my Firebird. And there is my Mexican Telecaster. I'm sorry, American Telecaster right there. That's probably my nicest guitar. Jaguar or Mustang? That sounds like a good idea. Let's do it. I'll go grab them. Luis, I'm going to be here for a while, so if you would like to enter your questions into a translator on Google in Spanish and have it translated to English, you're more than welcome to copy and paste it in here, and I will answer your questions. You can ask me in Spanish, and I will try to understand what you're saying to me, but I can't make any promises that I'll be able to do it. Alright, let me go get the Mustang and the Jag. So I'm going to unplug this, of course. So there's not much hum, actually. You know when you unplug a lead and it makes horrible noises? It's actually not. There's a built-in noise gate from what I can tell, and it works pretty good. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. I'm going to go set this down and grab those other guitars. Okay. Here is the Jag. I have such an interesting relationship with these guitars because you can ask me on a Monday if I prefer a Jaguar or a Mustang, and I'll tell you a Mustang and then it's not even close. And then on Tuesday I'll tell you it's the Jaguar and it's not even close. So that's why I own both. I love these guitars so much. They are very unique, and they do things that other guitars don't do, generally speaking. So this is the Jaguar. I got this one first. I had this one years ago. I lost it because I was stupid. Traded it for something I didn't even like. And then my local shop allowed me to trade the thing I traded my Jaguar for another Jaguar. It's the exact same color. So here it is. I did a video on this. This was requested just now. I'm going to tune this guitar because God knows how out of tune it is. So, I'm tuning it right now. I love these Jaguars. They are very, very, very cool guitars. If you don't own a Jaguar, I'm not going to tell you to go buy one because it's an acquired taste, you know. You either love it or you hate it, and you got to learn how to work it. But if you can, I encourage you to go try one somewhere. One that has the old-fashioned tremolo system on it, not the one that's like a Les Paul, but one like this, where it's got the bar, and it's got this kind of a bridge, you know. Okay. So I think it's good to go now. So on a Jaguar, you've got two settings. You've got your regular setting, which allows you to switch on this pickup, both pickups, or a low cut. And then you have this circuit, which is just this pickup. It has its own volume and tone right here. So we're going to start on that because that is my favorite sound out of a Jaguar, is this rhythm circuit. I need to raise my action, or I've got a dead fret, or a high fret. Listen. Uh-oh. That sucks. I'll take a look at that. That might be a future video, guys. I just dealt with something similar on a different guitar. I made a video about that yesterday. Anyway, it sounds really good. Alright, let's put it to something heavier. We're going to go through the neck, and then we'll switch it to the bridge and go through everything again. So. That sounds awesome. Man, I hate that's doing that. Yeah, we got a problem. The bridge probably just needs to be raised a little. We'll see. Sounds good. Let's try this setting. Higher gain. Sounds good. And then this last setting. I think that sounds good. Let's switch it to the lead circuit now and see what we get. It sounds so thin. That's the thing about the Jaguar. Sometimes I love this sound and sometimes I hate this sound. That's what I was saying earlier. Today I don't like this sound very much, but tomorrow I will. But when you add that low, it sounds a lot better. Man, that echo thing, I'm never gonna get used to that. It sounds like it's coming from over there. Okay, that sounds absolutely amazing. That sounds absolutely amazing. That is a sound I can get behind right there. This thing's cool, man. And it sounds totally different. It's just like with any other amp, right? You gotta put an amp through its paces with different types of guitars to really hear the amp. And on the other side of that, to really hear your guitar, the best thing you can do is put them up against each other with the same amp. I can't tell you how much time I spend with that 5150 over my head, sitting there with all of my guitars and just plugging them in one at a time and playing them each for a few minutes. It's like being in a guitar store where I own everything. I think I counted them today. I have 30 guitars. And just plugging them all in and hearing all the differences between them all and finding what their strengths are and what I like about some of them and what I don't like about some of them. I've made a lot of trades lately to get some cool stuff, like that American Telly behind me, and some among other things. There's a Gibson SG back there that I traded a bunch of stuff for too. It's gotten to the point now where I don't really have anything I want to get rid of anymore. I've traded all of that in. So all I have left, 30 things that I don't want to part with. And that's really hard, because there are things I really want, but does anybody really need more than 30 guitars? I mean, I'm probably going to need to switch some out if I want something else. So it has to be an upgrade over something I have. So, for example, a Fender Mustang. I could trade that Squire. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe not. Fender Jaguar. I could trade for this Squire Jaguar toward that if I wanted to. That kind of thing. So it got out of control. I had like 40 or 50 guitars. And I said, I don't own an American Fender. I don't own a Gibson SG or a Gibson Les Paul. So I made a bunch of moves and ended up with them all. There is a guitar that is my favorite and best guitar, besides the Telly behind me, that you haven't seen yet, that I'm not ready to show you. It is a Gibson, and it is number 24 off the line, out of 4,000, I think, or 5,000, limited edition color. I'm only mentioning that to you because I'm really excited to show it to you, but I can't show it to you yet. I gotta make that video, and then we'll have it on the live stream all the time. So, yeah. All right. So I'm going to. Oops. Woo! That sounds cool. Let's plug this into the Mustang now. That sounded horrible. I'm going to go put this down and grab the Mustang. I know the Mustang is terribly, terribly, terribly out of tune, because I tuned it by ear the other day and accidentally tuned it to like G standard somehow. I don't know how I did that, but I did. Because it's really high. We'll see how far off I am, but I'm pretty sure it's in like G standard. Let's see. F. It's an F standard. That's not so bad, I guess. It's only a half step up. That's what you get for tuning by ear. No need to tune by ear. Tune with a tuner. That's what I'm doing right now. Tuning by ear gets you into all kinds of trouble. Like, you know, I generally tune by ear and feel, and I think that's why this is an F. Because I listened for E, and then I felt the tension, but then I forgot this is a 24-inch scale-length guitar. So it's going to sound, or it's going to feel like a regular scale-length guitar almost at a half step up. Getting there. I'm so sorry, guys. Don't actually do that. The DiMarzio rail for the bridge. I actually like the way that this sounds with the single coil. I actually like the single coil sound of a Mustang. I could get a second Mustang and do that though. I mean, that sounds really good. Sounds good. Here it is, out of phase. cool. And then both of them on. Cool. I really like this. Sounds good. Let's move it to a little heavier setting. That is a hell of a sound. Hell of a sound. Mustangs are good. Today is a Mustang day for me. Man, sometimes when I play this guitar, I can't believe, first of all, that it's a Squier. Because it plays so good. It sounds so good. And it sounds amazing. It's awesome. This amp is awesome. It sounds really good on the neck position with this setting. All right. Something heavier. Mustang can do it. Mustang can do it indeed. Alright. Any other guitars in particular that you guys want to see with this really, really cool amp? If you don't have a preference, I'm going to pick up that telly back there. I'll go get it. The Epiphone? Alright, we'll do the Epiphone and then I'll do the telly. How about that? This is a very special guitar to me. I did a video about this very recently. Hey Digi, I just literally put them away. Someone requested that about 15 minutes ago and I just finished with them, with the two of them. The Jag is sitting on the bench and the Mustang is back there behind. You can see the Epiphone right there. It's behind that. My guitars are all out of tune because of how dry it is down here. But it's sharp. I thought it would be flat, but what do I know? Alright. This guitar sounds amazing. Good night. See you, John. That's cool. If a hollow body or any guitar sounds good acoustically, then it's probably going to sound great amped up. I'm impressed with this amp. Very, very, very impressed with this amp. Very impressed. Oh yeah. Let's turn on that crunch. This is amazing. I mean, if I went and demoed an amp and like that's all it could do, let's say it had this setting. If this clean sounded like that and the dirty sounded like this, I'd be sold. But then you can go up a whole nother level. That's crazy. Sounds awesome. Like every time I play through this amp and hear what it sounds like, I can't believe it. As cheap as it is. Like, it's not very loud, doesn't have very big speakers or anything, but it does a great job what it's supposed to It's a good sound right there. Alright, now I'll go get the telly. But this guitar is special. If you haven't watched the video, I do a in-depth review on this. This guitar is awesome. If you see one of these hanging in a pawn shop or something, and there's not very much money, you should buy it. They're very, very nice guitars. They don't look like much, and they have a bolt-on neck, and you might think, that's a piece of crap. It is not. It sounds awesome, and it feels awesome to play. Alright, let's go get the telly. Alright, this guitar is very heavy. It's probably my heaviest guitar besides my Gibson Les Paul. As usual, let's get the tuner out. I play most of these guitars every day. The temperature fluctuates so wildly down here that they go out of tune very quickly. this is my 2004 American Standard Telecaster, and it is my favorite guitar, I think. Awesome. This thing's great. So yeah, there you go. That's the Spark 40. Positive grid. This is the American Telly. It's probably my nicest guitar. I traded like 12 guitars for this. It's exactly the one that I wanted to. It's got the maple neck. It's got the sunburst. I wanted a black pick guard, but it's got more of like a cream pick guard, which is okay. Other than that, it's a pretty cool guitar. I love this thing. The one thing that I don't really like about the Spark very much is that you can't clean it up with the volume knob on your guitar very well, because it has that noise gate. So like, give you an example. If I go to that like heavy crunch setting, because this is how I gig my amp. I have that 5150. I don't use both channels. I only use the green channel, and I have the gain turned up pretty high. And I control how distorted the guitar is using my guitar knob, volume knob. So I have it open all the way, it's heavy. But if I want it to be clean, I just turn the knob down quite a bit, and it makes it clean. You hear how it's like cutting out? The noise gate's way too aggressive. And it doesn't come back until it's turned up almost all the way. Let's find a backing track. And then we can talk about stuff. Unless you guys have some stuff you want to talk about right now. It's up to you. I mean, before we get started on this, I just want to say something. So, I played, to start this stream, a Mexican Strat that was made with American wood. I played 2 Squires. One was a classic vibe, one was a vintage modified. So those are like the nice Squires. I played that Epiphone, which is an import, back there. And I played this. And it's not just the sound, because the sound that I'm getting out of this guitar right now at this moment, while I think it sounds really good, I don't think that it's all sound, right? We achieved a similar sound with the Strat and with the Jaguar and the Mustang, to my ears. And even the Firebird sounded great. But, excuse me, it's about more than that. So this guitar is heavy. It's not. I'm not going to talk to you about tone or resonance or anything like that. It feels more solid. It feels super nice. These frets feel amazing. The neck feels amazing. I know that you might look at a neck like this and say, it's a neck. It's a maple neck. How's that any different than like a classic vibe or a vintage modified? And while you would be technically correct in saying that, this doesn't feel like any other neck that I have. The only neck that feels sort of close to this is my Gibson Les Paul. It has a 60s Slim Taper D neck on it. And that's the only neck I have that feels like this one. It's not just about the name on the headstock or where it was made. It's also about how it's made and how it feels to play. Because if it feels really good and natural in your hand, you're going to play a lot better. Now, I don't know if this is evident to you watching, but I feel like tonight, of all the guitars I've played this one the best. And it's just because it feels right. I can see how it looks on me. It's a classic, you know. So if you're like, I'm never going to be able to afford one of those, dude, what are you talking about? I'm not saying that to say that your guitar isn't as good as mine, because that is absolutely not my point. My point is that if you're in the position where you could maybe achieve something like this, you should definitely try, because it will change the way you play, and it feels really good. It inspires you, you know, it makes you play better. If you can't afford anything better, then use what I just said to prove me wrong. I've made some recordings that I think are quite impressive with Squires, and it makes them even better to be like, oh yeah, I recorded that with a Squire. You know, if you say, oh yeah, I recorded that with an American Telecaster, it's like, oh, well now I'm going to judge you harder for that because you used a really nice guitar. So, you know, just something to think about. The same goes with Gibson. Gibsons feel a lot better than Epiphones do. They just do. A lot of people might disagree with me, but I agree with you. Fender did get it right with the Tele. It's hard because I love tremolos. Absolutely love tremolos. And the Tele doesn't have one. However, I also hate tremolos, and the Tele doesn't have one. It's nice to be able to string up your guitar, pull the strings, tighten them all, pull on them, stretch them, tune it, and then it just stays in tune. And you don't have to worry about the tremolo getting knocked and changing the tuning or knocking the strings out of tune, especially with something like this. I think that a neck through, or a body through hardtail, where it comes out the back like this, sounds better than where it terminates at the bridge. That's just me. I've owned both kinds. I would say even compared to like a Gibson where it's got the Tune-o-matic. I love the Tune-o-matic. Absolutely love it. But I think this hardtail going through the body is probably the best sounding method of stringing up a guitar. And really, I think that the Telecaster can do everything. I really do. I don't think that you need to have any. If you could only have one guitar, I think the Telecaster could do it for you. I really do. Because you can play literally anything on a Telecaster. You can play stuff you're not supposed to be able to play on a Telecaster You don't need a Les Paul or an ESP LTD or whatever to do that. You can do it on a Tele. You can do everything on a Tele, literally. I'm serious. You can do everything on a Tele. There's no reason for any other kind of guitar. I think that this one is the one. It's probably the best model. If I had to pick one model to die with, it would either be a Telecaster or a Les Paul. And honestly, I don't know which one I would pick. Of the guitars I own right now, it'd probably be this one. Although, I have that Epiphone Les Paul that I really like, that I got from my wife for Christmas. I love that guitar. I actually just made a video about that guitar today because it had a problem, and I fixed it, and I filmed it. Alright, anyway, after that diversion, and getting sidetracked, I'm going to play now. I have never played this backing track before. I have no idea what it's going to sound like, so here we go. It says A minor. All right. Very fun. All right, guys. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about before I end this? Anything at all? If not, I'm going to end this and play NFL 2K5 or something. I've made a lot of videos and recorded a lot lately, so I think I might just chill out for the rest of the night. Unless you guys have something you wanted to talk about. Alright, well, I appreciate all of you being here with me tonight. As usual, thank you so much. I finally got the realm cleaned. It was horribly embarrassing mess down here for a while, and I'm really sorry about that. I think that it shows in my videos how messy the workbench was and stuff, and you know, that's embarrassing. So I'm really sorry about that, but it's better now. That's why I'm doing this live stream like this. You can actually see the whole room now. Before I had to kind of like not show the mess. But now, not so bad. And it's a good thing I cleaned it too, because I brought this home today. I wouldn't have had anywhere to put it if I didn't make some cleaning. So, cool. Alright guys, thank you very much. I appreciate you all so much. There's a link in the description to join the Discord if you want to. We talk about stuff in there a lot. In fact, there was a conversation in there today about some Tiesco guitars, or however you say it, Tiesco guitars. One of the guys that's in there, Digi, he's been looking for one, and he finally got one today. So we were talking about that. He was going to swap the pickups out or something. So that's the kind of stuff we talk about in there. Just, you know, mods you want to do, things you're looking for, things you found. Look, guys, look what I bought today, that kind of thing. That's really, you know, worth doing. So if you want to do that, join it. The link's in the description. Love to have you. Subscribe if you haven't, if you want to see more like this. There will be a regular video coming out Saturday. I will be live streaming on Saturday night. We're going to be in a little town called Riley. That will be Saturday night. I will live stream that whole show. So, cool. Thanks again, guys. See you later. If you need anything from me, just join Discord, send me a message. Happy to talk to you. Thanks again. Have a good night. Keep on rocking. Bye.